I now have this channel since almost 3 years and I never made a video on the topic how to make great videos about a trip you make or about your family or even a short film. So let's get started. This is how most people film. I'm here in the rainforest and there is also a park and a desert and stuff. Let's see what else is going on here. Ooh, there is a waterfall. Yay, awesome waterfall. And there is water here. Is an animal? Whoa, there is some kind of big animal. What is it called? Is it karibische Zikore? Okay, cool fat animal. Really nice. Now let's see what else is going on here. Beginners use their camera as their eye, so they go around and film whatever comes in front of their lens. But in the end they have gigabyte of footage, but nothing of it looks really nice. So this is how I do it. What I always tell beginners is, before I press the record button, I already exactly know how my shot is going to look like. What is the reason I'm taking this shot? What is the main objective I'm filming? Where is my focus going to be? Barely any of my shots is more than 10 seconds long. So instead of taking one long and boring video, I take several short clips, always only focusing on one object and having one goal, and then cut it together to a video. So you know now that you should always make only short clips. But how to make them interesting? Before you hit the record button, make sure that the focus is where the focus should be, and then make the following decision. Do I simply hold the camera still? Do I make a pan from the left to the right or from the top to the bottom? Do I make a slow zooming out? Do I move my body around an object as you can see in this shot? Do I make a focus shift, what probably is a more advanced thing? It might sound like there are so many things you have to consider before you record, but the more you train it, the more natural it becomes and you just do it automatically. Also, instead of standing at one spot and filming whatever I can see, why not going to the object that I want to film and look for the best place to get a nice shot of it? The waterfall, for example. Why not actually going there and taking a close-up shot? See, this looks much nicer. Just make this effort. Also, make the effort to get the best angle. Many people just film from their height, cause it's the most comfortable thing to do. And then the shot probably looks like this. Or maybe a bit nicer, like this. But why don't you go on your knees or actually lay down to get the best shot possible? Doesn't that look so much better? Or here another sample. Yes, I can just film the turtles from the top, very comfortable. Or I make the effort, go onto my knees and take a beautiful shot of these fantastic creatures. Even if you get a $5,000 camera, if you don't make the effort to get interesting shots, they will definitely be boring. When people see my videos, they often say, oh, this video is so sharp, or this video has such a high resolution. But my videos aren't sharper than theirs and my videos don't have a better resolution than theirs. But what they actually mean is, your video is well exposed throughout the whole frame. Means nothing is completely black and nothing is completely white. But everything is exposed well, like in this shot. Or at least the object you are filming that is in focus is brighter than the areas that are not in focus. And the good thing is, achieving this is not so much dependent on the equipment you use, but rather on using the available light in a beneficial way. Make sure that everything you film is exposed in the same way. One sample here. The tree is in the shade, while the background is in the sun. So I can either have a well-exposed tree and an overexposed background, what looks crappy, or an underexposed tree and a well-exposed background. Better, but not very pretty either. This shot on the other side was taken a few minutes after the shot you just saw, and it looks much nicer. Why? Because everything is exposed by the sun equally. So in order to get a good shot from a building, always film it from the side that is exposed to the sun. But what about filming people? When filming under sunlight, people often have harsh shadows under the face and on their nose, so that's why it's better to go into the shade. But be careful. When your background is not in the shade, either your main object will be underexposed or your background overexposed. That's why when filming people, it is the best when it is cloudy, since then there is shade everywhere. Only the sky does sometimes get overexposed because so little sun reaches us. One more tip, usually close-up shots look nicer than wide shots, for several reasons. When taking wide shots, you often film many small details of only a few pixel width, and those appear soft. But when filming close-ups, it appears much sharper because there are less small details. Secondly, close-ups tend to have a narrower depth of field even with a kit lens, and that always looks more professional. And thirdly, it is easier to get a small area well exposed than a wide area. Now lastly, I want to talk about editing. Many people make the mistake of making their shots too long. Here is a video of mine and you can see that every few seconds a new shot starts, so that the audience won't get bored. And also you can see that I cut it fitting to the beat. I hope this video was helpful for you to learn a bit more or to get some inspirations on how to make nice videos. Here are also several samples that I made, so maybe you can learn from those samples as well. If you have any further questions, just write into the comments. See you!